Hello guys, today we're going to be doing, or I'm gonna try and help you out with starting your own tapestry of this absolutely very cute chef cat. I'm not too sure which character this is. It's probably, I think it's from a game, from an animal game restaurant kind of thing. Feel free to comment down below if you actually know this character, but I thought it was so cute. I was like, oh, I need to make him, so we're gonna make him. We're gonna make this absolutely cute, very, very cute chef. Like I would love to eat on that restaurant. Love to eat on that restaurant. We're going to chain 38. This is going to be kind of a medium-sized project, so I really do recommend that you actually get yourselves a very good quality, or actually cheap qualities are also good. I got these from Amazon. I think they were like $15. It was from 1mm to 12 millimeters, I believe, and it's a Tunisian hook. It's just a little bit longer, as you can see. I'm using a 4mm hook and a 4-weight yarn. And yes, so let's go ahead and chain 38. So as mentioned before, we're going to be using a Tunisian simple stitch, which is just a very, I think it's an awesome stitch to create tapestries with, because it creates a little bit of a better angles and details when it comes to like crocheting. So we're going to work onto the back side of our chains, and we're going to insert our hook onto that bump that you see right here. We're going to skip this very first bump because it corresponds to this stitch, and this stitch always counts as one. So we go straight to the second one, insert our hook, yarn over, and we pull. Again, we insert our hook. If there is another tip that I can give you, make sure that when you actually are making your chains, to make them kind of loose, this stitch will pull them together. So if you have a little bit of a looser tension, it will be totally fine. It will actually benefit your tapestry. And we're going to be making this stitch all the way down our row. And here it is with all of our stitches and our hook. Also, just to make this clear, this is just going to be my kind of like border that I'm adding. As you can see on the pattern or the picture, it doesn't really have this solid color on the bottom, but I really like to add that because I don't want to deal with color changing within our foundation chain, so it really does give me a break with it when it comes to that. So of course, I think it's needless to say that you can actually alter the pattern however you please. You can add as many rows, or actually you can not make it as long or as big, or you can always alter the pattern. It is very forgiving, of course, if you already know what to do in the beginning. So we're going to chain 1 onto the very last stitch, and we're going to grab our yarn and pull through 2 of our stitches. And again, we're going to be doing this like pulling through one and then pulling through another, and again all the way down our row. So for our second row, we're going to insert our hook onto those very front posts of our previous row. So we're going to insert our hook only onto those front posts. We pull up our yarn and we keep it in our hook. Again and again. 2 more times for a total of 6 stitches. And this stitch that we're doing right now, that going through only the front post of our previous yarn, that's going to be true for the rest of our project. So this is actually the actual stitch that we're going to be creating for our tapestry. And now we get to introduce our very second color. And we're going to grab this color and keep doing what we've been doing. So inserting our hook, yarning over with our new color, and we're going to do this with this. I'm choosing to do it with a brown color for 21 stitches. Also making sure that you catch your tail with your working yarn so it doesn't show through the back. Tip number 2, or whichever number this tip is, whenever you have a kind of like medium-sized project and you have a background, for example, in this case, we have the cat, which is normally within the middle, and then we have two extremities that have a background color. I've noticed that this is a very long gap to be using the same yarn with, and it will create just a lot of waste. So at this point, I actually like to introduce a second cake of background color. The rest of this row should be background color, so I'm just going to introduce that cake of yarn. And now with this row finished, we're going to chain 1 onto the very last stitch, always chaining 1 onto the very last stitch, and we're going to grab our yarn and pull through 2 of our stitches, just like we did for our last row. Until we reach this point right here. So whenever you have 2 different color stitches in your hook, you always use that second color stitch. So we're going to drop our orange and we're going to pull through 2 of our stitches, which is we're going to pull through that orange stitch and also through that brown stitch. And again, we're going to pull through 2. And again, the rule, don't forget the rule, always using that second color stitch in your hook, pulling through our brown and through our orange. Notice that I'm also using the 2 separate cakes, so I'm using the corresponding cake of the background color. So this is what the project is looking like. This is everything that you need to know for a Tunisian simple stitch and making a beautiful tapestry. Always down below in the description I leave the Pinterest pin that I'm following, or of course if you would like you can always take a screenshot of the picture on screen. I again apologize, it is not a full tutorial. Tutorials do take a long time, but now you know the basics and you can do it yourself.